Aquarius, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? What is good with you? It is time for your weekly check-in. We're going to see what's going on with you guys in the fourth and final week of November 2025. So it's a weekly check-in. So it's just a short, quick, general, energetic overview. Any of you in need of a personal reading, you can find all the information on how to go about doing that in the description of this video. And which reminds me, the fourth week in November is also the last week that you will be able to take advantage of my Black Friday sale. It runs all November long. That's the way we do it every year. Most people use the Black Friday sale to take advantage of the prices of my Zoom calls because we cut such a big ass chunk of the price off the Zoom calls. That's what most people like to use it for, but I have a lot more sales going on than just that. And you can read up on all the sales I have to offer on my website. Link is in the description. December 1st, prices go back to normal. All right, let's see how the energy's looking. How's the energy looking between Aquarius and the person they're dealing with? How's it looking? What's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning in. Let me know where you're tuning in from. It's always fascinating to see where everybody's tuning in from around the world. Whether you're watching live or you're catching the playback. Let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from. All right. 3 shuffles. Here's 1, 2, and 3. Boop boopy doo, boo doo doo, boopy doo, boo 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 boo. Ooh, have fun. Ooh. Okay. I don't really think the two of you are coming together, but for some of you, there may be communication. Or at least this person wants to communicate. I think what this looks to me like with the 5 of Cups here. I'm sorry, 5 of Cups is right here. The Hangman's right here, 5 of Cups. I think this person is waiting on just the right opportunity to see if they can throw a pity party at you. 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, King of Cups reversed. The King of Cups reversed is an emotional manipulator. Need I go on? 7 of Swords, King of Cups reversed. This is hard to say. Some of you are probably going to end up hearing from this person. I think it's like 50-50. Because I got Ace of Swords, Knight of Swords. This person knows exactly what they want to say to you. They want to throw a pity party. Boo-hoo, poor, pitiful me. You know, they want to emotionally manipulate you. Or at least see if they can. But I think they're a little bit afraid. They're a little bit nervous. Little bit reluctant to come forward. I think they're trying to gauge you and figure out where you stand so they can get a better idea as to whether or not that game is going to work with you. See what I'm saying? So if it wasn't for that Hangman there, well, and now the Fool reversed. So that's 2 energies. If it wasn't for this and this, I would say you bounce to hear from this person. But I think they're waiting on the right opportunity. You know, keeping an eye on you. And okay, so let's put it like this. What would you think that they would consider a good opportunity? What would you think? If you were going to try to reconnect with somebody, especially if it's somebody you fell out with negatively, and it was not a pretty parting of ways, What would you say somebody would consider to be a good opportunity? A weak point, right? A point of vulnerability. Something bad happens to you. You know, you get broke up with, you get cheated on, lose your job, granny's sick in the hospital, dog got hit by a car got repoed, or just at minimum, you seem to be lonely and vulnerable, right? And that's not good, because what type of person would wait until you're vulnerable before they come talk to you? What kind of person would do that? Can you guess? A sneaky, deceitful manipulator. Ooh, a 5 of Swords too. I'm not even looking at their energy and intentions yet. And that's all it's wanting to tell me. Let's look at that specifically. Right now, let's specifically look at this person's feelings, energies, and intentions. Let's channel Miss Cleo, huh? Using Miss Cleo's tarot cards here. You ain't a goddamn reader if you ain't got a Miss Cleo deck. Come on now. Wasn't she like the first ever famous tarot reader? Gotta have a Miss Cleo deck. What's this person's truest, deepest feelings, energies, and intentions? Knight of Swords, we already got that. They want to talk to you. Now, you ever be like scrolling through reels or shorts or something like that, and you hear this damn song that gets stuck in your head for like a month? Well, I just heard that damn song Shirley Temple used to sing. Polly Wally Doodle Holiday. Oh my God, that thing gets stuck in my fucking head every time I hear it. Fare thee well, Mr. Gloom, be on your way. Booby doop, booby doodle 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 doodle, Polly Wally Doodle Holiday. God damn, it's gonna be in my head for the rest of November, dude. I swear to God. Anyway, I don't really think there's a whole lot we don't know about this person. We got Knight of Swords, Page of Swords. They have been keeping a very close eye on you. But the question is, what is it that they want exactly? With people like this, it's hard to put a finger on that. And it's, I mean, because honestly, their intentions from the unconscious to the conscious go on a wild roller coaster ride between their unconscious and their conscious mind. It looks to me like they just haven't really had very much success replacing you. They haven't found somebody better than you, you know? And then with the Empress here, it's like, yeah, I think they do want to be with you, but I hate this when this comes through like this. 5 of Wands, 7 of Wands, Empress. They want to be with you, but they are still very, very, very stuck in their ways. Stuck in their old ways. Now, usually when something like this comes through, I'll say they want to be with you, but only on their terms. Like if you do things my way, it'll work type shit. I don't even really know if this person is that articulately thought out. You know? They are still very, very, very stuck in their ways. They have not changed anything. They are still the exact same person that you walked away from. They probably ain't even changed their goddamn underwear. They got doo-doo stains from the pandemic on the goddamn underwear. Nothing at all has changed about this person. Nothing. But, oh, they gonna put on a big old show for you. And I think there's several things they're trying to do. Number one, I think, like I said, you're dealing with an emotional manipulator. So, that's on the table. But I don't know. I don't really think they have a lot of faith in the emotional manipulation, because a seasoned veteran Aquarius is hard to manipulate emotionally. Now, when you're younger and naive, Aquarians are some of the easiest people to manipulate because you're so fucking sensitive. Deep, 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 deep down, you are the most sensitive sign in the entire zodiac. Don't fucking lie. I know most people don't believe that. But once you take a few trips around the block and you learn a thing or two, you change, don't you? And then it becomes real fucking hard to manipulate you after a few trips around the block. And I think they're aware of that. So another thing is that either throw a pity party or put on a show for you and make it look like you're really fucking missing out on something. Oh, you don't know what you're missing not being with me. Oh, you don't know what you're missing. I'm doing so much better in life now. I've changed so much. Right? Which, hey, if you really have changed, that would be fucking awesome. But you haven't. So a normal person with 2 brain cells they can rub together would put together a linear picture in their mind of, I'm going to pretend that I've changed, but I'm going to have to keep this act going for a long time if I really want it to get anywhere. They're not thinking that far ahead. They're not thinking A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This is just an act. Eventually, my true colors are going to bubble up to the surface, and they're going to see that I'm full of shit. I don't even think they're that thought out. I don't think so. So, okay, let's see what signs I have on the table here. Some of you could be dealing with a Pisces. I also have Cancer, Aries, Taurus. Is that it? Oh, I got, yep, that's it. Okay. All right, could be anybody. Those are just energies. Let's grab some advice for this situation. I've been seeing a lot of scenarios similar to this come through for the end of the year, Let's see what advice we have for Aquarius. Polly Wally Doodle Holiday. God damn it, I swear to God, man. I got to get something else stuck in my head. All right. Man, this is tough because this is going to divide y'all up into groups, and I'm going to try to cover every group of you. Okay. When it all comes down to it, this needs to be closed out and released, no matter who you are. But some of you are ready to close it out, move forward, and make way for new blessings to come in. Some of you might need a little bit of a reminder. There may still be some lessons and some wisdom that you haven't quite extracted from this yet, which you're going to have to do that before you can move forward. Period. Across the board. There's no way. Like I tell people this all the time. People think that meeting your divine life partner is as simple as knowing where to find them. It doesn't work like that. It don't work like that. This is one of the many reasons why you sound so stupid when you tell somebody you just got lucky when they manifest something. Oh, you just got lucky. Are you fucking retarded? If all these blessings would have just randomly fell into my lap when I wasn't in vibrational alignment with them, I would have fucked it all up. If you're not in vibrational alignment with your actual person, I could give you their name and address, and you could go knock on their door. The two of you wouldn't even be able to hold a fucking conversation. Okay? So, and there's another group of you, and that's the group of you who are going to attempt reconciliation with this person. Now, I think the majority of the advice goes to you guys. I'm not going to tell you not to reconcile with this person. I'm not going to tell you that, okay? Because when it all comes down to it, with very few exceptions, you should never walk away from anyone for any reason other than you have made that decision for yourself because you see what serves your highest good. But if you're going to bring anyone from the past back into your life, what's the most important determining factor? Don't matter who it is. A past lover, family member you fell out with, goddamn fucking business partner you fell out with, friend, anybody. The most important determining factor is whether or not they have genuinely changed as a person. Okay? Now, that's tough to figure out. How do you figure that out? How do I determine whether or not you've really changed? Because, of course, they are going to lead with their best foot forward and put on the most impressive Emmy Award-winning performance to make it look like they've changed. So how do I know? I'll tell you how. Don't pay attention to what they tell you. Don't even pay attention to how they act towards you. Pay attention to every other area of their life. Every other area of their life. Their friends, their family, their job, their social life, what they do in their spare time. When a person changes as an individual, their whole life changes. Not just one little corner of it. You mean to tell me that every other nook and cranny, aspect and facet of your life is still exactly the same, except for the way you act towards me? Is that what you mean to tell me? You mean to tell me that when it comes to your friends, your family, your job, your coworkers, your social life, you're still the exact same person, but with me, you've changed? Bullshit. Bullshit. Take the time to observe every other area of their life. That's what's going to tell you if they really changed. I promise you, if they're still sitting in the same spot, doing the same shit, playing the same games, spinning in the same circles, fucking with the same people, everything else in their life is still the same, I promise you, you will rarely hear me promise or guarantee anything. Very rarely, but I promise you, it ain't going to take long. Less than 90 days, but 80% of the time, it's in less than 1 month. It's going to go right back to what it was. That costume, that mask is going to fall off, and you're going to be standing face to face with the exact same person you walked away from, and it's going to just loop around and repeat the exact same cycle. And sometimes you need to do that. You have any idea how many times I've had to repeat toxic cycles? Jesus Christ, Batman. I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for repeating toxic cycles. But you gotta be careful with that, because that's the slipperiest slope in the history of slippery slopes. Because on one hand, repeating cycles can give you lifetimes worth of knowledge and wisdom. On the other hand, it's really fucking easy to get trapped in repeating cycles. Really easy. Especially with on and off relationships, dude. Oh, every time you go on and off, it gets harder to break it off for good. Every time. For so many different reasons. But probably, I would say that the hardest thing about that is that once you let somebody come and go in and out of your life a few times, eventually they become so confident that they're eventually going to get back with you that they're never going to let go. Well, I can't say never, but it's going to take a long fucking time before they get the hint, before they finally accept that it's over for good. I read for clients all the time who were in an on and off relationship for 6 years. And here we are a year and a half later, and this person still isn't leaving me alone. Will they ever let go? Why won't they let go? Well, they won't let go because you showed them for 6 years, over and over and over and over and over, how to manipulate you and work their way back in your life. You've proven to them over and over and over that all they got to do is push and persist and poke and push your emotional buttons, and you'll open the door and let them in. They are 100% confident that you're eventually going to cave under pressure because that's what you showed them over and over and over. So it's going to be a while. You're going to have to deal with that bullshit for a long time. All right? So don't repeat the cycle too many fucking times, because it's really easy for it to turn into a trap that's really hard to get out of, okay? But there's a silver lining. If you do get caught in a trap, the strength that will awaken within you to put your foot down and stand your ground for a year, 2 years, that'll turn you into a different person in and of itself. So there's always a silver lining. There's always a way to transmute whatever energy is thrown at you into something for the better. So just be careful with that, though. All right. It's gear shifting time now. Let's see. How's the energy looking generally for the singles? What's coming in for the single Aquarians? Anything good coming in? Anything bad coming in? Anything new coming in? Anything old coming in? Anything coming in at all? Doodle-doo, tsh, tsh, doodle-doo, tsh, tsh. Polly-wolly doodle-all-a-day. Woo! We got that King of Cups straight out the gate. Woo! Well, first of all, the next person that comes in for you is not gonna be someone who leaves you confused about how the fuck they feel. So that's a good thing. It could be a water sign for some of you. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Doesn't have to be. That's just the energy here. Ah, shit. Ooh, you playing it smart, ain't you? You playing it real smart. You ain't jumping in head first willy-nilly. You ain't playing no games. You ain't finna waste no fucking time. You are seriously contemplating whether or not this person is a sneaky, deceitful, lying sack of shit or your divine life partner. Well, I'll give you a little hint. If you can't figure that out before too long, that's not your person. But at least you're approaching this with caution. And that's good. I don't want to say you're guarded. Well, never mind. Maybe you are. I was about to say I don't have the card for that on the table, but I do. Didn't see that come out. Yeah, a little bit guarded. Little bit guarded. But I don't think you're jumping in head first and expecting happily ever after status willy-nilly. You know, like, man, there's some people out there that, God damn it, they be engaged after dating somebody for a month. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? That's sad. Anyway, though, yeah. So we got the Two of Swords, which is being indecisive. On one side, we got the Devil card, Seven of Swords. On the other side, we got Lover's card, King of Cups. So which is it? Is this your wildest dreams or your worst nightmare? Let's see this person's feelings, energies, and intentions. Could be a Capricorn for some of you. Also have Gemini. Let's grab the other Christmas deck. Okay. Five of Pentacles reversed. Doodle 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 doo. King of Wands, King of Cups, Ten of Cups reversed. Emperor, okay. King of Swords. I don't see any malevolent intentions in this person's energy. I do not. So on one hand, I do think that this person has their options open, right? But on the other hand, they're not playing games, you know? And there's kind of a fine line there between somebody who's keeping their options open with pure intentions of finding something genuine versus somebody keeping their options open just because they want to play around and fuck around, you know? We do got Ten of Cups reversed, though. So, and Ten of Pentacles reversed. So they may have recently, and Five of Pentacles reversed, they may have recently come out of a relationship that you got to be real careful about. But, I mean, my final verdict is I don't think their intentions are bad. I don't think so. Yeah, let's get some advice. Dook-doo-doo. Dook-doo-doo. What's the advice for Aquarius? Hanged Man. Just chill out. This is for those of you who actually end up connecting with this person in the last week, because it's hard to say. The energy is culminating for it. Some of you, it'll happen quickly. Others of you, it'll manifest later. But for those of you who do end up connecting with this person here very, very soon, keep in mind we are going through the last week of this pain in the ass Mercury retrograde. So you want to take it easy and let things flow and lay low throughout that period. But just in general, I don't think there's anything wrong with the way you're handling it. I had a client on a Zoom call today who was basically telling me, you know, I feel very comfortable single. Should I just completely shut out everything and reject anything and everything that comes in? And I said, well, that's a really slippery slope, because when you meet your fucking person, the likelihood that you're going to reject that is very slim. Very, very slim. So what you want to do is you want to come from an abundance frequency, meaning I don't need a person in my life. It'd be nice. Oh, I would love that. I would love to have somebody to share my life with, but I don't need. Need is a lack vibration. I don't need a person in my life. The door is open. I got the door hanging wide open if the universe wants to bring me my divine life partner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep you at an arm's distance and see how the energy feels. You know, if it really starts clicking in like that and we really start connecting at that deep of a level, you'll let your guard down by default. You won't really be able to reject that. If you're able to reject it and you have such little trust in the situation that you're confused about the energy and the intentions, it's not very likely at all that that's your person to begin with, right? So I say there's nothing wrong with this stance, but kind of try to meet in the middle, keep it in the middle, keep the door open, and put that in the back of your mind. I'm not shutting everything with a lock and key and just, you know, arbitrarily rejecting everything that comes through no matter what, but I'm going to be picky and choosy about the energy that I let come into my life. You know why? Because vibration is the primary law. What does it mean when I say that? What it means when I say that, what is vibration? Vibration, my vibration, is how I feel most of the time. Most of the time. If I take a look back at the last 3 to 6 months, and I take all of the emotional roller coasters that I've been on, and I average it out throughout the whole last 3 months, how did I feel most of the time? the overwhelming majority of the time, how did I feel? If I spend the majority of my time, we all have good days and bad days and this and that, but on average, if I spend most of my time lonely, broken, empty, well, I'm kind of on a lack vibration. If I spend most of my time abundant, happy, fulfilled, content, well, I'm on an abundance vibration. And there's everything in between. Those are just examples. And first, you have to match the vibration before you can attract what it is that matches the frequency. So we're not looking for a relationship. We're looking for love and happiness. The problem is that most people are doing it backwards. They think that the relationship is what creates love and happiness. Love and happiness is a vibration. Vibration is the primary law. A relationship is something that you attract. Attraction is the secondary law. The secondary law does not create the primary law. And that right there is why when you take a look at the dating world in 2025, it is a shithole. That's why. Because everybody's doing it backwards. If relationships created love and happiness, I wouldn't have a fucking job. Okay? I wouldn't have a job. You're not looking for... Okay, well, here's another thing that people do. They confuse pleasure with love and happiness. That invigorating, intoxicating explosion of emotions that you feel when you meet someone new. Most people think that that feeling is love. It's not. Now, that feeling's not bad. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be there. I'm saying that that's not the feeling you want in the driver's seat. Because that's the feeling in the driver's seat initiating 95% of relationships today. Just take a step back and look at relationships today. How well does that go? If that's the energy in the driver's seat, that eventually that feeling is going to wear off and there's going to be nothing in the driver's seat. Oh, it's going to crash. We're looking for transparency. And transparency is very natural. You're not going to have to figure it out. You're not going to have to sit and overthink it. Actually, I would say that sitting around and overthinking it and trying to figure it out is intrinsically indicative of the lack thereof. By default, right? So there's nothing wrong with approaching this with caution. I don't think so. It'll happen very, very, very naturally. Very naturally, okay? All right, I feel like those were the messages that my Aquarius family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. If you found any of the information in this video helpful in any way whatsoever, do me a favor and hit that like button. Thank you for the super chat, Creative Intuition. I appreciate you. And yeah, information for personal readings is in the description, and I'm out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.